Good morning. Welcome to another edition of Talk of the Tiger. It's been a little while. I'm your host, Paul Brown. He is the rock star, Jim Peterik. And welcome. We got a lot to talk about. It's been a little bit since the last time we did this. We got to talk about a recent Ides show that was a huge hit.
Oh yeah.
The new World Stage album is out. Today is Jimi Jamison's birthday, and there's a special album release tied to that. We got some upcoming shows and an interesting album project that's coming up. So let's start out and let's talk about the recent show that you guys did, you guys being the Ides, out in Hillside, which from everything I've been reading was a huge success.
Oh, that was great. I'm still coming down from the amazing show. 6,000 people showed up. And the eyes were on our game. And I gotta tell you, we were clicking on all I mean, eight cylinders. We're not a compact car, we're a whole big car. And the audience couldn't have been more receptive and enthusiastic. And oh my God, I'm still coming down from that one. It was just amazing show and a great opening act. Dirty Dan and the boys opened up, and of course, Dan Buck is amazing. Good dear friends, and they set the tone for the bringing down the Ides.
Yeah, I saw photos from the fans. I saw photos from the stage. It was awesome just to see a sea of people out there for you. That was awesome.
Man, and the stage diving, right in the set. No, I didn't do that, but I could have.
Well, unfortunately, at this point in time, you can break stuff if you do that.
It's true. And
Yeah.
another significant thing was it was Mike Borch's birthday. So he turned, well, I don't know if he wants to say he's 76, but he turned 76, as in 76 trombones. It's great. And it was a big night for him too. And he had his whole family there. And after the show, we had cupcakes with candles, and
Did he wear a party hat?
he always wears a party
Oh
hat, so
yeah, okay.
nothing new. But it was a lot of fun and a great show.
Awesome. Terrific. All right. Now, Roots and Shoots Volume 2
Yeah.
is out. You can order it. You can get it. You can crank it and listen to it. Stream it if you want, but make sure you listen to it because it's out.
Yeah, it's really a strong record. It starts out with American Dreamer, and with Dave Mikulskis. And this is news for all of you out there. We just cut a lyric video on that yesterday, which will be coming out soon. And you know, he sang and I played. We were in the studio, and then we sat around the console and chatted. It's going to be an amazing video done by this ace video guy that we've used before. So wait for the American Dreamer lyric video. But it's more than just lyrics. There's live action and lyrics and the whole bit.
Great. It's a great this whole album is great music, and there's a lot of variation in it. It you reached out and there's some things that don't necessarily sound like what we're used to hearing from you, which is great. You reach out and
Well,
do different stuff.
well, right. Like Hit of Freedom with Sophia Sheth, a 13-year-old gal that Colin works with and turned me onto her. And I've done a lot of interviews, and a lot of people are spinning Hit of Freedom with no idea that she's 13. She's got this really great mature voice that you would never know if she's 13 or 20, but it's terrific. And a lot of really good duets, Forever and Ever with myself and Toby Hitchcock. We Can Fly, a great Ides of March track. Been to the Mountain, Jason Sheff, former lead singer of Chicago. And updating it to the current lead singer of Chicago in a song called Until with Neil Donnell. Uh, Mike Reno, which there's a video of for Your Own Hero, which you can find, of course. Rise Again with Kevin Ferris. He was a finalist in the NBC series The Voice, season 18.
And he was one of the big surprises for me because I don't watch that. So when I first heard this track, I'm like, who is that guy? Because I want to hear more. So I looked him up. Yeah, he's something.
I know he came into town. He could have done it in Nashville where he resides, but I said, you got to come in. There's something about working one-on-one with an artist. And I'm glad because, I feel that Larry and I got the best vocal out of him. It's just an amazing track.
Yeah.
And it's a true story about the shuttle bus driver. And I believe you were with me going from Midway to the parking lot. And this driver, he was an old guy, probably about my age, more like 80. And he was passing out candy to everybody. And he says, and I said, I based the song on him talking to the people on the bus, the shuttle bus driver, the shuttle bus driver from Midway to home. Well, it's actually the parking lot, but writer's license. But it was all inspired by that bus ride.
Oh, so that's great.
And he said, every next day is a new beginning. And I wrote that down.
Yeah, you've got an ear for the catchphrase.
I do. And you're my vehicle. Oh,
That could be a good song. Work on that.
I'll think about it.
All right.
Okay.
So, all right. So everybody, we'll post the links. But you can get it at any of the regular outlets where you can get CDs. You can get it from Frontiers and Amazon and all that. It's all streamable if you do the streaming stuff. So, but you need this album
Yeah,
because it is all good. In fact, you need you need this one too, which is volume one. I mean, they're a set. Get them both, and you'll begrudge that you did. In fact, get a bunch of them and give them out to friends as presents. You really want to make friends.
I think that's a
Give them good music.
good idea, Paul.
Yeah.
Yep. I'm with you.
Now, speaking of good music, today is the late Jimi Jamison's birthday, and we miss you, buddy. But there is a very special album that is released today. It's called Jimmy Wayne Jamison, which is from some unreleased sessions. There was a period of time when you and Jimmy were kind of estranged, and then you reconnected and you decided to start working together again. And you guys both had some different ideas about what to try. And I was fortunate. That was the first time I met Jimmy. I was in the studio for one of the days of those sessions, which just blew my mind. And as your archivist, I've had these songs for
Yeah.
years and I've loved them, and it's been killing me because I know I can't share them with people. It's been killing me that nobody can hear this music. And then our friend Jeremy uh, from Iconoclastic Records uh, got this package put together and got it released. So talk about what led to those sessions and what the idea behind them was, because it's not the typical music that we expect from Jimmy.
Well, we decided to take off all the, you know, expectations of Jimi Jamison, the rock singer, and kind of do, and it didn't really turn out to be country, but the idea was to do anything he wanted and express his true Southern roots, and hence Jimmy Wayne Jamison instead of Jimmy Jamison. And we started writing, and it was a whole different vibe. And we did some songs What's the song that I wrote? Well, there's so many. I don't have the CD. Mention some songs.
Well, it starts out with Live Life, which is one that you wrote with the Van Zants.
Yes.
And then it's got Love You All Over the World. Um, One of my all-time favorites is Runaway Train.
Oh,
Uh,
that's the one I tried to think of because that was with Joey Scott.
right.
And I'm just about to send Joey this album, and she's going to be so thrilled.
Because he nailed it. I mean,
Yeah,
that song's got a great energy and it's got Jimmy's vocal. And
yeah.
I loved that song. And it's like, I wish people could hear this. Then we've got Strong at the Broken Places.
Oh, yeah,
I want to touch you there. Heart
yeah.
of a Woman, Sound of Home, which I think it's a version of the Pride of Lions song, but it's a
Yes.
totally different sound
Oh my
because
God.
it's Jimmy's voice and soul as opposed to Toby's interpretation.
Well, that and the whole track is, I won't say countrified, but it's different than the
Yeah,
rock.
it's
Yeah.
different. Then we've got a live Till You Love Someone, Come Dancing.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Which
It, of
again is Lisa McClowry did a version of that.
course.
And then this is totally different. Lisa's is great in her own way because it's her interpretation. This is Jimmy, and it's got a totally different feel. And then the last song is A Kiss to Remember You by. So
Oh yeah, that's a big song. I wrote that one on my own, and Jimmy just nailed it. I love this record. I'm so glad it's finally out and available.
yeah,
And thanks to Jeremy Holiday and Iconoclastic Records, and I'm thankful that people can hear this now.
yeah, you definitely, and it was just released today. If you had it pre-ordered, it starts shipping. And if you haven't, go order it because if you love Jimmy, I mean, like I said, we've been talking about it's different from what you're used to hearing with Survivor or Crossroads Moment. Um, but it's still Jimmy, and he shines through on this. And I'm maybe a little biased, but I have three photos in the CD booklet, which were from that first day because he had come into town. He had played a show at a local casino the night before, and my wife and I went to see him, and I met him briefly there. And then you invited me to come to the studio the next day, and fortunately, I brought my camera because those are some of my best memories. One of mine is standing in the vocal booth 3 feet away from one of my favorite voices of all time, and nothing between my ears and his voice but air.
Yeah,
And that was chill inducing to hear that.
yeah. His voice is like none other. I've worked with a lot of singers, a lot of great singers, but Jimmy is still my favorite, and I miss him every day.
Yep. Okay. So let's move on. The next thing we've got coming up, you have a show coming up on October 2nd at the Des Plaines Theater. So talk about that.
Yeah, well, that's going to be a terrific show. It's the World Stage Band, and you know those guys, and special guest is David Pack and Toby Hitchcock. So that's going to be quite a show.
And Ray Parker Jr.
Thank you, and Ray Parker Jr. Sorry, Ray, he's not over there, but anyway, uh, it's going to be a great show. So really looking forward to that. And a few days later, on the 7th, we have In Concert for Cancer, where we're going to Seattle. And this one is going to include Mindy Abair, Ray Parker Jr., David Pack. Who else? Well, me, I'm going to sing a few songs. It's going to be a great show. We're going to raise a ton of money for cancer. Michelle Abrams has been amazing. And Fight of Your Life, of course, is the anthem, and we'll be performing that. And this, of course, Dennis DeYoung was a big part of that, but he can't make the show. So actually, um, we're going to have David Pack do those parts. But the main thing is it's the fight of your life, and it's all about beating cancer. And I think it's just a great show.
I can't wait. I won't be at that one, but the one on the second is going to be great.
Yeah, yeah.
And yep. All righty. Tickets are not listed for the one at the Des Plaines Theater yet, but keep an eye on it. And as soon as they go on sale, I'll make sure that everybody knows.
Yeah.
So that's coming up.
Oh,
Um,
and sandwiched in, this is really going to be great. Larry and I are flying out to Los Angeles. Of course, Ron Nevison, for those of you who don't know who that is, famous producer,
Very famous.
Led Zeppelin and Bad Company, and
Little
uh,
Chicago band.
John Waite, and of course, Survivor.
Yeah.
Actually, three albums for Survivor. The first one he didn't get credit on, long story, but The Vital Signs and then When Seconds Count. Uh, Ron is my hero producer. He worked with Led Zeppelin and just like incredible amount. We pretty much have the 13 songs. Well, we have 15 songs. We're trying to narrow it down to 12 or 13. And Larry's coming out with me, and we're going to be recording at East West Studios. I recorded there maybe 50 years ago when it was called United Western
Oh,
with the Ides of March. And we recorded Superman there. So, I mean, we go way back with that studio. But now
United Western is an iconic place.
it's right on Sunset.
Yep.
And it's a great setting. And Ron has all his favorite musicians that he relies on uh, in LA that we're working with. And Larry and I are bringing files of some of the vocals that I did myself and with other singers. So we're able to use those and conflate it all, but the musicians will all be Ron's core LA people.
So that'll be very cool.
Yeah, can't wait.
Excited that you're working with Ron again because yeah, if you are in the know, you know Ron Nevison. If you don't, go look him up. Look up his discography and what he's recorded and produced. It's pretty impressive.
Oh my God, it's really a who's who
Okay.
of rock stars.
Yep.
And when you work with Ron, I remember him producing the Survivor album, and I'm diddling around on a song, and just on the piano in the studio, he comes over to me and is listening, and he goes, "Try that chord here and this chord there." And I said, "It won't work, Ron." And he goes, "Try it." Dun, 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 dun. It worked. And that song was I Can't Hold Back.
Yeah. So he was right.
Yeah, he was
Yeah.
right. Yeah, it worked.
All right. Awesome. Well, I believe we've talked about a lot of things. Let's give people's brains a break. And you have a great week. And everybody, remember to go out and get your copy of Roots and Shoots Volume 2. And while you're at it, if you haven't already, Volume 1, and order the Jimmy Wayne Jamison album. And wish Jimmy a happy birthday. We miss him
Happy
a
birthday,
lot.
Jimmy. We miss you, man.
Yeah.
You know,
What a
uh,
guy.
as a friend, as a voice, and I'll never forget taking him to a deli in New York, and we were Survivor was playing around there, but we went rogue and went to a restaurant, and he orders this giant steak, and I ordered something, and Jimmy was a great eater, and he he ate that bone clean, and the very posh waiter comes over and says, "Excuse me, sir, was there something wrong with the bone?" We just cracked up.
Ah.
That was Jimmy. But
Yep.
anyway, good
And while
memories.
you're at it today, everybody, go out and crank some Survivor or crank solo albums. Let Jimmy play today.
Oh
So
yeah.
All
Jimmy
right.
is the best. Thanks, Paul, for everything.
You're welcome.
Okay.
And everybody, make sure that you are subscribed to this channel and that you smash that bell thing, as the kids say, so that when we put new ones out, you get the little notification. And also comment on it, share it with your friends. It all helps the algorithm to get this out there to more people. So thank you very much for another edition of Talk of the Tiger, and we will see you next time. Bye.
See you. Bye.
Great God in heaven, you know I love you.